Good morning, students. We were discussing about earth pressure on soil. Okay. So before going to today's topic, we can summarize our previous portion. In the last class, we have discussed about different types of earth pressure, and they are active earth pressure, passive earth pressure, and earth pressure at rest. Okay. So in the case of active earth pressure, the retaining wall is moving away from the backfill. Okay. Since the wall is moving away from the backfill, the soil will get expand. So the earth pressure will decrease, and the value of earth pressure decreases till failure occurs, and that value is known as earth pressure at active case or active earth pressure. So that is the minimum value of earth pressure, because the earth pressure value decreases till the soil fails, and that is the minimum value, and it is the active earth pressure. Okay. And in the case of passive earth pressure, the retaining wall is moving towards the backfill. Okay, since the retaining wall is moving towards the backfill soil, it is get compressed and its earth pressure will increase, and the value of earth pressure increases till a failure occurs, and that earth pressure is known as passive earth pressure. So it is the maximum value of earth pressure, so it is the highest value. And in between active and passive, there exists earth pressure at rest condition. So that earth pressure value is in between passive and active value. And in the case of earth pressure at rest condition, the soil will not move. There is no displacement of soil, and it is in stable condition. Okay, so these are the different types of earth pressure. Okay, before going to earth pressure theory, we can define some terms, and they are active earth pressure coefficient, passive earth pressure coefficient, and coefficient of earth pressure at rest. That is, there are three coefficients in order to indicate the ratio of horizontal and vertical principal effective stresses. Okay, so when the retaining wall is moving away or towards the backfill soil, there will be stresses on the soil. There will be horizontal stress and also vertical stress. And the ratio of horizontal and vertical principal effective stresses when retaining walls move away from the retained soil is known as active earth pressure coefficient. That is, the coefficient in the case of active case is indicated by Ka, and all these coefficients are the ratio of horizontal stress to vertical stress. So here it is the ratio of horizontal stress to vertical stress in the active condition, Ka. And passive earth pressure coefficient means it is the ratio of horizontal stress to vertical stress in the passive condition. That is, when the retaining wall is forced against the soil mass. Okay. And last one, coefficient of earth pressure at rest. It is the ratio of horizontal and vertical principal effective stresses when the retaining wall does not move. Okay, so these coefficients are the ratio of horizontal stress to vertical stress at three different conditions. Okay, so these are the coefficient of earth pressure that we have to discuss in each of this theory. So you should thorough about this earth pressure coefficient. It is the ratio of horizontal stress to vertical stress. Okay, so first we can discuss about the lateral earth pressure at rest condition. Okay, so in coming lecture we are going to find out an equation for calculating lateral earth pressure in these three conditions. That is, lateral earth pressure for active condition, passive condition, and at rest condition. So first we can discuss about the lateral earth pressure for at rest condition. Okay, so here the wall is rigid and does not move with the pressure exerted on the wall, and the soil behind the wall will be in state of elastic equilibrium. There is no movement of backfill soil. So that is at rest condition. So this is the condition. There is a retaining wall and there is backfill soil. So it is in stable condition, equilibrium condition. There is no movement, and we can take a soil element that is indicated by E, and this soil element will be under the vertical stress sigma V and horizontal stress sigma H. Okay, so the ratio of in the last slide we have discussed pressure coefficient. The ratio of horizontal to vertical stress is known as Ka. Okay, so Ka will be, what is Ka? Sigma H, the ratio of horizontal to vertical, that is sigma H by sigma A. Sigma V, vertical. Okay, so each of the soil element will be under a horizontal stress and a vertical stress, and its ratio is indicated by coefficient of earth pressure. earth pressure coefficient. Okay, and I will explain later. Then lateral earth pressure for at rest condition. We are discussing lateral earth pressure for at rest condition. So if we are taking a soil element, it will be under two stresses. They are vertical pressure and horizontal pressure or lateral pressure, and this horizontal pressure is actually earth pressure. Okay, so vertical pressure. So this point is at a depth of Z below the ground surface. Okay, so in the geotechnical one, you have studied about effective stress, neutral stress and all. So if we want to find out the stress on a soil element which is at a depth Z below the ground level, what is the equation? Vertical pressure is equal to unit weight of the soil. If gamma is the unit weight of the soil which is retained by the retaining wall, and Z is the depth of any point from the ground level, so its vertical pressure is equal to gamma into Z, that you have know. Okay, and the lateral pressure is sigma H. Okay, next. So if we consider the backfill is homogeneous, then sigma V and sigma H both increase linearly with depth Z. Okay, the value increases with depth. In such a case, the ratio of sigma H to sigma V remains a constant. That is known as earth pressure coefficient, and it is represented by, in the case of at rest condition, it is represented by K naught, and it is the ratio of horizontal to vertical stress sigma H by sigma V, and sigma V is equal to unit weight of soil into Z depth. Okay, so it can be written like this, where K naught is called coefficient of earth pressure for at rest condition, or at rest earth pressure coefficient. Okay, then the lateral earth pressure sigma H acting on the wall at any depth Z can be expressed like this. That is, this is the equation, sigma H by gamma Z is equal to K naught. So what is the value of sigma H? Sigma H is equal to K naught into gamma into Z, or K naught into sigma V is sigma H. Okay, so this is the equation for lateral earth pressure. So the lateral earth pressure at any depth Z is equal to K naught into gamma into Z. And if we have to calculate the lateral earth pressure at any depth H, what will be the equation? K naught into gamma into H, that depth. Okay, so this is the earth pressure diagram. It is a triangular variation. Okay, so we are calculating the lateral earth pressure at different point based on this triangle. So for calculating for solving any problem, you have to thorough about this triangular variation earth pressure. Okay, so here this point, this is at a depth Z. Okay, that is the point E. So lateral earth pressure is equal to K naught into gamma into Z, that depth. Okay, so that we have discussed here, that is sigma H is equal to K naught into sigma V. So here since the depth of the point E is Z, here sigma H or lateral earth pressure is equal to K naught into gamma into Z. Okay, so here that is the bottom point. What is the total depth H, capital H? So here that will be K naught into gamma into H. Okay, so at any point we can calculate lateral earth pressure, that is multiplying K naught with the value vertical pressure, that is sigma V, or K naught into gamma into that depth. Likewise, we can calculate the value of lateral earth pressure at any point. Okay, at any point from the ground level. And next we can find out what is the value of earth pressure. Okay, sorry, here this figure is not clear. Here this P naught is the earth pressure. It is the total earth pressure per unit length of the wall, and it can be calculated from the area of this pressure diagram. Okay, so in order to calculate the earth pressure which is acting on this retaining wall, we are drawing this triangular variation of earth pressure, and by calculating this area of this triangle, we can calculate this earth pressure value. So what is the area of this triangle? That is area of triangle means half into B into H. Half into B, here B is K naught into gamma into H, this B, into h. This height is capital H. So half into k naught into gamma into h square. Okay, like that we are calculating the earth pressure. So if we want to solve the earth pressure for any retaining wall, first you should draw this triangular variation like this. That is, at the top point there is no stress, it is 0, and at the bottom it will be maximum, and it is noted as k naught into gamma into that total height h. Okay, like that we can draw this triangle. So we can also calculate the lateral earth pressure at any point you want. Okay, and finally we have to calculate the total earth pressure. For that we are calculating the area of this triangle. Okay, so area here half into this into this. Okay, half into k naught into gamma h into height h. So half into k naught into gamma into h square. So this is the equation for calculating lateral earth pressure for at rest condition. Okay. Then this k naught can return also like this, that is 1 minus sine phi. Phi is the angle of shearing resistance, and this k naught can be also written in terms of Poisson's ratio, that is mu divided by 1 minus mu. Okay, so this is the lateral earth pressure for at rest condition. Okay, this is the same figure that I have explained now. And the coefficient of earth pressure for at rest condition k naught for different types of soils are tabulated like this. You don't you not need to by heart these values. You just know these are the values for k naught for different types of soil. Okay. This table is in your textbook. That is for loose sand, it is 0.46 to 0.64, and dense sand compact in layers, soft clay, stiff clay. In for each type of soil there is variation of k naught, the value of coefficient of earth pressure. Okay, so this value we can calculate from this equation also. From Poisson's ratio also we can calculate the k naught value, or by knowing the this phi value, that is angle of shearing resistance, also we can calculate k naught. Okay, so we can do one problem. The foundation of two retaining walls with a smooth backs are interconnected by a reinforced concrete floor, and the crest of the walls are interconnected by heavy steel ties. And the height of the the walls are 4.5 meter high and 12 meter apart. The space between the wall is filled with dry sand weighing 18 kilonewton per meter cube. What is the total lateral earth pressure acting on the walls? The angle of shearing resistance of sand is 32 degree. Okay. So when you are asked to solve such problems on earth pressure, first we have to identify which type condition is this, that is whether it is in active condition or in passive condition or at rest condition. Okay, so here you check which of these condition is here. That is, here there are two retaining wall, and it is interconnected by reinforced concrete floor, and crest of the walls are interconnected by heavy steel ties, that is it is tightly fixed, and in between these two retaining wall there is soil. So it is fixed rigidly, it is a rigid structure, so it will be in at rest condition. There will not be any movement because the two retaining walls and these are interconnected by reinforced concrete floor, and the crest of the walls are interconnected by heavy steel ties, so there will not be any movement. This is the rigid structure, so it is at rest condition. So now we can solve the earth pressure for at rest condition. That is very simple equation. Here we have to find out the total lateral earth pressure, and the height of the wall, capital H, is 4.5 meter. Okay, angle of shearing resistance is 32. So if we know angle of this is at rest condition, so initially we have to calculate coefficient of earth pressure. So for at rest condition, coefficient of earth pressure is 1 minus sine phi. Okay, that is here, that is k naught is equal to 1 minus sine phi, because here angle of shearing resistance is given and it is 32 degree. So 1 minus sine 32, we will get what is the value of k naught, angle of coefficient of earth pressure at rest condition, k naught. Then what is the equation for calculating total active earth pressure? So that is half into k naught into gamma into h square. So that is the answer. So we can check. So this is a retaining wall of 4.5 meter height, and this earth pressure will be acting at the centroid, and it will be height, you know that centroid of this triangular portion is at a depth of h by 3 from bottom. That's clear. Okay, so this total earth pressure is acting from a height h by 3 from bottom. This height is h by 3, that you know. Okay, so P naught, in order to calculate P naught, we have to find this area. Okay, this area. So that is half into k naught into gamma into h square. Half into k naught we have calculated as 1 minus sine 32 as 0.47 into unit weight of soil which is filled in between two wall is given as 18. Okay, 18 into height of the wall is 4.5. So direct substitution. So it is 85.66. And this act at a height of h by 3. This acting at a height of h by 3 from bottom, that is 1.5 meter above the base of the wall. This height is 1.5 meter. Okay. So this is the simple case of active earth pressure at rest condition. Okay, so if there is any water table and if there is any external load, this equation changes. That we can discuss in the next class. You just read these portions in your textbook. Okay, so thank you.